Snowboarding has a ski jump equivalent, the big air contests. The athletes go airborne off a ramp or kicker to produce spectacular moves and tricks, combining rotations, height, and of course, style. Final preparations on the kicker for this men's final. And Marc Dubar got through qualification safely and is delighted to be in this final. And that was a pretty good jump from him, a backside 720 to open his account in this final. And just that little grab in between the feet to provide the extra bit of style. And Dubar, at the moment, currently heads the competition. Matev Kristovic of Slovenia, one of the athletes expected to medal, and why shouldn't he with performances like this? An inverted 720, so that little bit of added technical difficulty, a little sketchy on landing from him, but he's got it, he's into first place, and the only man that can beat them is Dominik Horner of Austria, and the home snowboarder should have done it with that. Again, the 720 backside, but this is so much better in terms of the performance. The backside grab as well. And that is beautifully executed, and just watch him stomp the landing. And Horner absolutely nails that for the gold medal. The judges can't fail to be impressed with the Austrian. And confirmation, Horner takes gold.
Sorry if I disrupted your session and gave the wrong impression, but it's time that I made a confession. You hired me and paid me to push the broom, but I've been watching what's been going on in the room.
The action was fast, furious and high-flying over at the Nordpark. The half-pipe competition was well underway. In the women's half-pipe event, it was Paulina Legorka who picked up a surprise win for Poland. She produced a superb run, which impressed the judges enough to take top spot. In the men's, it was Canada that took gold against tough competition from the likes of Finland, Germany and the USA. Brendan Davis produced the sort of amplitude, air and execution that wouldn't be out of place on a World Cup halfpipe. He delivered 720s, alley-oops and some styling grabs to walk away, or at least slide away, with a well-deserved gold.
Ladies and gentlemen, erster Platz.
Well, following the day's competition, it was down into Innsbruck town centre for the medal ceremonies, and confirmation that Brendan Davis takes first place for the men. Well, the action remained fast, furious and high-flying. Over at the Nordpark, the half-pipe competition was underway, and it was Paulina Legorka of Poland who picked up a surprise win. Already their second gold of the Universiade, she produced a superb run, which impressed the judges enough to take the top spot. In the men's, it was Canada to take gold against tough competition from the likes of Finland, Germany and the USA. Brendan Davis produced the sort of amplitude, air and execution that wouldn't be out of place on a World Cup halfpipe. And he delivered 720s, alley-oops and some styling grabs to walk away, well, at least slide away, with a well-deserved gold medal. In the VIP tent, the atmosphere was one of friendship and sporting celebration, all presided over by the president of the International University Sports Association.
This is just like the Olympic Games, only this is for amateurs, for university students. We do the same thing. We have volunteers. Most of our volunteers here in Innsbruck are university students. They all speak good English, they speak good German. Many of them speak the third and fourth language. And this is wonderful because the athletes both men and women, are university students. So the young people who are taking care of them, they are enjoying it because they are also university students.
As with all major sporting events these days, there's always a wealth of additional elements to the pageant. And when the sports were over and done for the day, it was possible to visit a number of exhibitions, including this one at the Swarovski Crystal World. Students, because of their age and outlook on life, are always keen to promote and develop new ideas. It was obvious that the best place to include the new sport of snowboard cross at a major event for the first time would be at the Winter Universiade of 2005. Some of the big stars of the sport were also eligible to compete here in Austria. Final of the women's snowboard cross event, and in green, Alexander Sock of Germany should provide stern opposition to the favourite for this race. Morgane Fleury of France getting herself ready in the start gate. Time for a little wink at the camera, so she's obviously confident. In yellow, Corinne Motu of Switzerland. And finally in blue, Izabela Pajak of Poland. She's done very well to get through to this final. So a straight race out of the gates. Into the whole shot. That's the first time we see the mix of athletes. They're fighting to get into the course in first place. And then it's down with the rollers, the kickers, the tight turns, fighting all the way to the bottom. And coming out of the gate very quickly indeed is Corinne Motu, but already Alexander Sock has imposed herself on this race. Great run through the whole shot. Now she needs to keep it clean through the big kickers and into the turns. Pretty sedate at the moment is Fleury, and Fleury now making her move. That's good. Past Motu with relative ease. Right on the tail now of Sock. Fleury just a little touchdown, shows how quick she's going. She's setting up for the pass here. Sock knows it, and Sock just trying to stay broad. Oh, mistake from Sock, and that's let Fleury straight through. Morgane Fleury of France now. Just going to keep it steady on these banks, and she'll want to keep as much contact with the snowboard on the snow as she can over the kickers and the rollers. Doesn't need too much air with Sock in the hunt. But Fleury now, the World Cup snowboard cross champion, starting to impose herself on this race, and look at the distance that she's got between her and Sock. This is a great race, and Fleury confirmed champion here in Austria. Wonderful stuff from Morgane Fleury as she takes gold ahead of Alexander Sock of Germany, and Corinne Motu of Switzerland takes the bronze. And this is where she made her move. Sock going so high on the banking there, and Fleury waving the arms to slow herself down, just cuts on the inside, and a delighted Frenchwoman takes the gold. Sock in second, Motu takes third. Well, a cracking race for the women's final, and needless to say, the crowd now desperate to see the men's race. In green, one of the co-favourites, Hans-Jörg Unterreiner. In red, Laurent Waltz of Switzerland. He may be run out of this one. And just getting into the start gate in yellow, the younger brother of Xavier Delarue, Paul-Henri Delarue of France, just getting a bit of a working over from the coach there. And Sacha Duff's got a few problems with his protective helmet, but he's all right. And the Swiss man ready to go. So Switzerland, France, Austria. Look for Unterreiner to get to the whole shot first. That's exactly what he does. The man in green. Oh, and down goes Paul-Henri Delarue of France. And one of the co-favourites is out of the running, and that's rather left the door open for Hans-Jörg Unterreiner. And look at Delarue go. He is flying, trying to get himself back in this race. But at the moment, Sacha Duff of Switzerland. Oh, Delarue's taken another tumble. Well, A bit of a comedy of errors, unfortunately, for the Frenchman in this one. And a quick look back from Hans-Jörg Untereiner as he realises that he's going to take gold in front of the home crowd if he can stay clean through to the finish, and he does, and overcome the rest of the snowboard team to congratulate him. The Swiss fans pretty delighted as well. Sascha Duff picking up a silver medal, but it's gold to Untereiner of Austria. Well, that could have been a better race. A couple of disasters, Delarue notably falling. But Delarue still picks up a bronze, Sascha Duff takes silver, and Untereiner a gold for Austria.